Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Today we are diving into a coin that millions of people have seen, but almost no one realizes could be worth far more than $1. Imagine pulling a coin out of your pocket change, flipping it over, and finding out it's a special bicentennial dollar from 1776 to 1976 that collectors are quietly hunting for right now. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this Eisenhower dollar special, the hidden details most people miss, and the rare versions that can turn a simple coin into real money. And trust me, the one feature at the end might completely change how you look at your coins. Take a look at the coin in your hand or on screen right now. You'll notice right away it looks different from a normal dollar. On the front, you've got President Dwight D. Eisenhower with the dual date 1776 to 1976 instead of a single year. That alone tells you this coin was made to celebrate America's 200th birthday. Now flip it over. This is where things get interesting. Instead of the usual eagle, you see a Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon. It's a powerful design, symbolizing both the nation's independence and its achievements in space exploration. Zoom in closely here. Pay attention to the details of the Liberty Bell, the texture of the moon, and the lettering around the edge. This is where collectors start spotting differences that most people completely overlook. Here's something many people don't know: these coins were made in huge numbers, yes, but not all of them are the same. Some were struck in copper nickel for circulation, while others were made in 40% silver specifically for collectors. Now imagine this: two coins that look almost identical at first glance, but one is worth just $1, and the other could be worth much more. So how do you tell the difference? First, check the edge of the coin. If you see a solid silver-colored edge, you might have a 40% silver version. If you see a copper stripe, it's the regular clad version. But don't stop there, because this is where it gets even more exciting. Some of these bicentennial dollars have rare errors. We're talking about things like doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or missing details. These errors happen during the minting process, and collectors love them because they're unique. Picture these: a coin where the letters look slightly doubled, or the design is just a bit off. To most people, it looks like a mistake. To a collector, it's a jackpot. And here's a detail that can really boost value. Look for coins with an S mint mark. Those were struck in San Francisco, and many of them are silver proofs with a mirror-like finish. If your coin has that deep shine and sharp details, you might be holding something special. Let's talk condition for a second. Even a common bicentennial dollar can become valuable if it's in near-perfect shape: no scratches, strong details, clean surfaces. Collectors call this mint state, and it makes a huge difference. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. What is this coin actually worth? Most 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollars you find in circulation are worth about $1 to $3 depending on condition. The 40% silver versions can range from around $10 to $20 or more, and if you have a high-grade uncirculated coin or a proof, especially with a rare error, values can climb into the $50 to a few $100 range at auction. So yeah, not every coin will make you rich, but the right one, in the right condition, with the right features, can absolutely surprise you. Now I'm curious, do you already own one of these bicentennial Eisenhower dollars? Have you ever checked the edge or looked for errors? Let me know in the comments, because I read every single one. And if you could add any rare coin to your collection, what would it be? Quick recap before you go: look for the dual date 1776, 1976. Check the Liberty Bell and moon design on the back. Inspect the edge for silver content. Watch for mint marks and errors, and always pay attention to condition. Top 2. Today we are looking at a tiny coin that most people ignore, but in the right condition, it can quietly be worth far more than $1. Yes, I'm talking about the 2000 D Sacagawea gold $1, a coin that millions of people have handled, and almost nobody has actually looked at closely. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, the rare errors that can turn this coin into a collector's prize, and how much one of these has actually sold for in the real market. Now take a close look at the coin. Show a clean close-up of the front. You'll see Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who helped guide the Lewis and Clark expedition. She's carrying her baby, Jean Baptiste, on her back. It's not just a portrait, it's a story captured in metal. Flip it over slowly. On the back, you'll see a soaring eagle surrounded by 17 stars. Each star represents a state in the Union at the time of that historic expedition. It's simple, but powerful. Now here's where things get interesting. This coin was minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. Millions were made. So you might be thinking, how could something so common be valuable? That's where collectors start paying attention. Zoom in tighter on the date and mint mark. The first thing you want to look for is condition. Most of these coins were heavily circulated. Scratches, dull surfaces, worn details. But if you find one that looks almost brand new, with a strong golden shine and sharp details, that's your first clue. Now let's go deeper. Some 2000 D Sacagawea dollars show weak strikes. That means parts of the design, especially the eagle's feathers or Sacagawea's hair, look flat or faded. But here's the twist. On the opposite end, a sharply struck coin with full detail is actually much harder to find and more desirable. Hold on, because this is where collectors get really excited. There are also known die varieties and errors. Bring up a magnified shot of the reverse. In some coins, you may notice unusual lines, doubling in the lettering, or small die cracks. These aren't just imperfections, they're fingerprints of the minting process, and collectors love them. And then there's the finish. Some of these coins have what's called a satin or proof-like appearance, even though they were meant for circulation. If you ever come across one that looks unusually reflective or smooth compared to normal coins, don't spend it. Take a second look. Now imagine this: you're digging through loose change, maybe coins you've had sitting in a jar for years. You spot that golden color. Most people would ignore it. But now you know better. Check the date. 2000, look for that D. Examine the details. The shine. The strike, because hidden in plain sight, you might have something special. Here's the real market truth. A regular circulated 2000 D Sacagawea dollar is usually worth just $1 to $3. Nothing crazy, but in uncirculated condition, especially graded high like MS 65 or above, these coins can sell for around $10 to $50, and if you get into top-tier condition or unique era varieties, some examples have reached over $100 at auction. Not life-changing money, but definitely not something you want to accidentally spend on a snack. So now I want to ask you, have you ever seen this coin before? Maybe you even have one right now and never realized it could be collectible, and if you could add any rare coin to your collection, what would it be? Let me know in the comments, because I read every single one. To wrap this up, the 2000 D Sacagawea gold dollar might look ordinary, but it carries history, hidden details, and real collector value if you know what to look for. Condition, strike quality, and rare errors make all the difference. Top 3. Today we are looking at a coin that people once rejected, and now collectors are quietly hunting for it like treasure, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. A coin so unpopular when it came out that many were pulled from circulation, yet today, certain versions of it can be worth far more than face value, and here's the twist. Not all 1979 coins are the same. Some have tiny details that most people never notice, but those details can change the value completely. Stay with me, because I'll show you exactly what to look for, including a rare variety that collectors pay serious money for. Now take a close look at the coin. Bring in a clean front shot. You'll see the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, the first real woman ever featured on a circulating US coin. That alone makes it historic. Tilt the coin slightly under the light. Notice the shape. It's smaller than the Eisenhower dollar, but still feels solid. And here's one of the biggest reasons it failed back then: people confused it with a quarter. Same color. Similar size. It caused so much confusion that people didn't want to use it. Flip it over slowly. On the back, you'll see an eagle landing on the moon. It's actually the same design used on the Apollo 11 mission insignia. Show a slow zoom on the eagle. Strong wings, lunar surface beneath, Earth in the background. It's a powerful design that connects space history with everyday money. Now here's where things get interesting. Look closely at the date. 1979, then check just above Anthony's shoulder. You'll see either a P, D, or S mint mark. Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Each one matters, but one of these is special. Zoom in tight on a 1979 S coin. This is where collectors get excited. There are actually two different types of S mint marks. One is a filled S, kind of blurry and thick. The other is a clear S, sharp and well-defined. That clear S version is the one you want. Pause for a second and really think about that. Two coins that look almost identical at first glance, but one tiny detail can make a huge difference. Now let's go deeper. Some of these coins also show doubling in the date or lettering. Bring up a magnified shot of the date area. If you see a slight shadow or doubling effect, that could be a double die variety. Not extremely common, but definitely collectible. And then there's condition. Most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars were used heavily. Scratches, dull surfaces, worn edges. But if you find one that looks almost untouched, bright, sharp, clean, that's where the value starts climbing. Imagine finding one in your old coin jar that still shines like it just left the mint. That's the kind of coin collectors compete for. Now here's something most people don't realize: even though millions were made, high-grade examples are surprisingly hard to find. Especially ones with strong details and minimal marks. That's why grading matters so much with this coin. Now let's talk about what it's actually worth. A regular 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in circulated condition is usually worth about $1 to $3. Pretty normal, but in uncirculated condition, especially high grades, these can sell for $10 to $50. Now here's where it gets interesting. A 1979 S with the clear S mint mark, especially in proof condition, can reach around $100 or more depending on quality, and certain high-grade or error examples have sold for several $100s at auction. Not every coin will make you rich, but the right one can definitely surprise you. So now I want to ask you, have you ever seen this coin before? Maybe you've had one and didn't think twice about it, and be honest, would you have noticed the difference between a filled S and a clear S before watching this? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know, and if you could own any rare coin in the world, which one would you pick? To wrap this up, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is more than just a coin people once ignored. It's a piece of history, a bold design, and for collectors who know what to look for, a hidden opportunity. Check the mint mark. Look at the details. Pay attention to condition, because sometimes, the coins people overlook are the ones worth the most attention. If you enjoyed this and want to learn how to spot more valuable coins hiding in plain sight, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen.